feel a little weird at the on the couch. All right. I'm not sure how I would be.
It's so cute and informal. It's supposed to look like we're having a slumber party answering Q&As.
All right.
You want popcorn?
Nope.
I
I'm
got
really
popcorn.
a popcorn kind of gal.
Okay. I can't talk what food in my mouth I forgot. You want to announce it?
What exactly are we announcing? How would you like me to announce? I should have.
So this is going to be our third YouTube video. We weren't really sure what to post. We saw some recommendations in our comment of our last video, which was our How We Met video. This is going to be a Q&A. We posted on our Instagram account for people to submit questions to us. Wrote them on little papers here.
Throw them in an ice bucket and we're ready.
So,
So
you choose one and read it, and then we'll both answer.
no, why don't we each pick them and answer them unless it like is really
But
specific.
it might be fun. Like, what if a question, like, so I chose one, but then you're like, oh, I want to say my answer.
Okay.
I think everyone wants to know for both of us.
All right, done.
Okay, you go first. I'm so nervous.
Did you always have an interest in women?
Is that it?
I'm not
Did you
lying.
always have it?
That's what the
Mind
question
you, I
says.
wrote them, but I'm like, is that all that was there? Did you always have an interest in women? Who goes first? I'm scared.
Oh, you want me to go first? I'm definitely not scared.
Did you always have an interest in women?
I remember the question. So, all right, maybe. So, growing up, I had boyfriends. I did not have girlfriends. I didn't like girls. I wasn't attracted to girls. I even had like a couple opportunities to like make out with a friend and I didn't do it. But then, when I met a girl and I was attracted to her, I like acted on it immediately. So I don't know if I was always attracted to women, I just didn't meet a woman that I was attracted to, or I preferred men and then all of a sudden one day eventually preferred women. I'm not sure. But I don't think I was in denial. Let me put it that way. I don't think I was like gay in denial. I really don't think that. I think I just didn't meet anybody that I thought was hot. And that's really how I feel.
And the funny thing is, we're both from the same county in New York, Westchester County. And so, you know, when we were younger, it wasn't really like a thing. Like gay clubs and, you know, things like that wasn't really around. So it's like, how are you really meeting someone? And all of the apps that we have now, like a Her app or different things where you could actually meet other people like yourself.
Have you gone on an app?
No, I haven't. But I'm just
But
saying.
you're saying
for
now,
people,
yeah, that's
like,
true.
you know,
That's
when we
true.
were younger, like, how are we doing this? How
West
are you
Hollywood.
finding people? Like, we were in Westchester, New York. Like,
Yeah,
how
I
are we
know.
finding people? So for me, I always knew that I was bi-curious. And I say that because I never really had a girl experience until I was 18. When I was in like 6th and 7th grade, I was the girl that was hooking up with all of her friends, like girls, like kissing in front of the boys, like turn them on.
Totally would have made out with you.
I would have made out with you too. A social media website at the time called Fly Guy Crew, and I remember it had an option on there for your sexual orientation, and it was like straight, bi-curious, and I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade, and I checked bi-curious, and then the next day I went to school and somebody questioned me about my status, and I got like so embarrassed I ran home and like turned it back to straight.
Aw, you're
you
so
know,
cute.
yeah, nobody really like hit on me. Like I think if I got hit on by a girl, then I would have like gone for it, but nobody did.
Well, you know what though? You don't have a quality. I'm telling you, like I didn't know. Like I didn't even know.
Your gaydar wasn't on for me.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Into like adulthood, I definitely started to recognize that I would take notice of androgynous looking girls that look like Danielle. Long story shorter, I think that yes, I always had a thing or a curiosity for both sides. I don't identify as a lesbian. I definitely am bisexual if I had to like put a label on myself, but I definitely think it's more about the soul of the person versus like the exterior.
However, when we've we've questioned this to percentages. You have stated you are 70% more.
This is true. I mean, I am with a woman, so. How do you explain your relationship to the boys? That's a good one.
You do that.
So when I reached out to Danielle, my kids were really young. Tino was a year and a half and Nico wasn't even 3. And so Danielle had come around already and met them, and so she was a little bit familiar, and they were a little bit familiar with her already. So really young, like I don't think they actually grasped what was happening. I always had live-in nannies, and so they were used to having a third person around.
People around.
And so I just feel like for them it just wasn't such a shock. And then now, obviously, as they get older, you know, I don't know how much Tino actually grasped that, like,
No.
he calls her Mommy Danielle,
I
right?
think he grasps it just fine. It's just the way he
I
expresses
think
himself.
like a lot of it's just taught and told. Like in our household, it's you can like and love whoever you want, whatever you want, like as long as you're not hurting someone. Mommy and Danielle love each other, and yes, you know, Mommy and Daddy loved each other and had them, but that, you know, sometimes relationships or people work better or get along better when they're not together. To explain it like that, you know, and that I love him and his dad loves him and Danielle loves him, and you know, he's loved by so many people, and how lucky is he to have 2 moms,
which you get to kick out of.
and a dad. So
Have you had filler in your face?
okay, you
I
first.
want to go for my lips.
Okay, so for me, I have had my lips. For me, I've had my lips. I've done some in my cheeks. I've done some in my jaw, make that like snatchness. So I've done some filler. Not afraid to talk about it clearly. And I think like whatever makes you happy, you should do. Okay.
Armani thinks something's in the icebox.
Current favorite product. I mean, we have so many.
Liquid collagen
So-
for the win.
For sure, the liquid collagen. I totally feel like collagen right now is the new CBD. Now everyone's focus is collagen. And, you know, who doesn't want to try to reverse the clock, you know, aging? So,
It's good for hair, skin, joints,
cardiovascular,
nails, eyes.
everything. It really is. So I think collective, our favorite product that we're using right now is our liquid collagen. And hopefully it's awesome.
Oh, where do you get your eyebrows done?
How funny! Where do you get your eyebrows done?
So we live in South Florida and we go to Sculpted by Robin.
We'll plug her in the description here for her Instagram. She's amazing. We've referred so many people to her, and obviously we are a product of her beautiful talents. Best advice for moving to Florida. So I don't know, a little background. We're both from New York. We both lived and moved to California separate. We met in California and we moved here 2 years ago.
That was very cute. I say if you're afraid to make a move in general anywhere, you should just do it if you have the means to do it. Like, you could always change your mind and go home. And a lot of times though, if you're feeling like you want to move, like if you want to get out of where you are, there's a good chance you're not going to want to go back. You're just so comfortable that it's, you know, change is scary. But then when you get used to it, you realize you should have done it a lot sooner. So
we love living here. The communities are so great. The weather's amazing. The beaches are amazing. The water's warm.
maybe you shouldn't be selling Florida to everyone, because
That's
as
true.
it is, it's getting really packed here.
It's getting so packed.
Everybody's moving to Florida, and now like trying to get in a restaurant is like an insanity.
Why are you not vegan anymore?
Oh, okay.
So, see, when we moved here and we were moving in, it was such long days unpacking. Correct me if I'm wrong. For me anyways, and we just ordered pizza like every day, and then pizza led to other things, which led to then eggs. Like, we were just hungry, and like I think was so busy moving, we just needed something quick, and that kind of like broke us being vegan. We were almost strictly vegan for what, 3 years? That's how it broke for me, is when we moved to Florida. I'm currently, I consider myself pescatarian. I still love and enjoy vegan and plant-based food. I feel my healthiest and happiest when I'm eating that way. It's just consuming and prepping and all of that. So I do my best.
It was a lot easier living in Los Angeles. yes, we cook, but also there was a lot more restaurants to go to where you could order vegan food, and it was really good.
And supermarkets that had tons of like pre-cooked, pre-prepared,
There's
like
a lot of stuff.
vegan food options.
So what I noticed, I was having a really hard time maintaining like the same physical appearance. Like I was working out like crazy, and I was having a hard time either keeping muscle on, or then when I was eating more, not to lose muscle, then I was gaining weight, and I just wasn't looking so great, and I was getting really frustrated. On top of that, after all that, I started developing cysts in my breasts, and I got really freaked out, couldn't get an appointment right away, finally went in. The first thing out of her mouth is, have you had a lot of soy intake? And I was like, okay. I'm like, well, yeah, I've been vegan for 2 years, and now I'm having soy even more because I didn't want to eat like all these fake meats and processed foods. So pretty much she told me you have to stop eating soy. So then the first night that I actually broke this and I had like a piece of chicken breast, I legit felt like I could pick up the dining room table and throw it like into the wall. And I feel like that should not be the reaction like in someone after not eating meat for 2 years. Like that's not normal, right? Like people, like their stomach would be sick or they wouldn't feel well. I felt great. And in that moment, I just was like, okay, this isn't like for me. I'll eat eggs and I'll have organic chicken breast from a farm. We don't really order meat out so much.
Okay.
How do you keep the spark alive? My theory is, in order to keep the spark alive, you need to make sure you stay connected to the person you're with. So a couple things I just try to keep in the front of my mind is I will remember to say, hey, like let's put the phones down. We want to either watch a movie together in bed and not check the phones, or play cards together, or play a game of chess. That's one way. And then from there, I feel like the sexual chemistry and everything else like goes without saying. It's just taking a moment to actually stop. Like stop, pay attention to each other and check in. Communication is key.
That, you know, Danielle and I make sure that we have date night at least twice a week.
At least once, sometimes twice.
At least once, but we really do try for 2 times.
Since baseball
It's true, baseball started.
It's been once.
But we try to have date night at least once a week, that we can get out of the house and get dressed up and feel cute again. And
so wait, I don't let even one occasion pass without a card that is dated and thoroughly written in, no matter what the occasion is, right? Like just, I feel like you need to remember the small stuff. And
to like date each other still.
Yeah, date each other. Do really sweet things. We still send each other flowers on occasions. We remember to still do thoughtful things and leave each other Post-it notes downstairs in the morning.
On our coffees.
In this time of everything being so busy and chaotic and cell phones, and it almost feels like time has sped up. It's just remembering to take time to slow down and remember that you're together, you love each other, right? Take time to connect, communicate when you're with someone, and yeah, that's how we keep spark alive. Like the rest is there, like the chemistry is there.
Right, it's super important to have good chemistry. Okay everyone, so that is the end of our third YouTube video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel, it means so much to us, and like this video. And then also,
drop a comment, let us know what you want to see next, give us some ideas.
Please.